Okay, to use Innerview, it's located on this website. It'll take you to a page that looks like this, and you can sign in or create an account using your school email. And here's what the page looks like. This is where you should go in order to log any hours or projects or anything else that you have been doing that is service related. However, after signing in, you might be taken to a page that looks like this. On the left, you can see future service opportunities. And if you look at your profile, it shows an overview of all of your work. It's kind of similar to the other website page. Here you can see all of your service hours. But what you want to do is go to the home page and there's a link. Follow that link and it should bring you to the student page. This is where you log your service hours. So on this page, there's a bunch of things you can do. At the bottom, there's a couple little icons, and if you click on them, they'll bring you to different areas. This little star in the corner shows you the awards that you're eligible for. It shows you how close you are to getting them, what's required to get to them, and then this globe shows the little communities around you. You can see what other people are doing with the app. Or here is where you see your impact. So this shows your hours, how your hours are being spent, what goals you're visiting, and the classes you're a part of. And then you can also view your service. There's also this new feature where you can look at projects and opportunities, so you can host these and it'll show on that other homepage I showed you earlier. Feel free to look more into that, but I'm going to be showing you guys how to log your service hours. Okay, click this little blue arrow in the corner and add your activity title. There is no rubric or anything. If your activity has a title, add it. But for this example, I'm just doing my service hour for creating this video. So I just said creating interview explanation video. Next thing you want to do is choose the date of your service. So some service hours are over the course of multiple days. Like for example, I've hosted STEM Saturdays and those are across multiple Saturdays. So when I was logging that, I just selected one day and then in the notes I clarified. I said the total amount of hours I spent towards the STEM Saturdays. And then you're also going to categorize this event that you did. So choose the activity title. There's a bunch of options. Find the one that most closely fits it. Then choose what value you think this service hour or project most aligns with. It doesn't exactly have to follow one or it can follow multiple, but just choose one of them. And then the other one talks about the impact. So the UN has a bunch of sustainable development goals. You can, if you're really curious, you can look up and see how the UN has defined these, but you can just select whichever one your project or service most aligns with. And then add a description. You don't need to write a whole paragraph. You can if you want. It can be short and simple. Like for this one, I just said something small. And then be sure to include an image. Okay, one more thing I forgot to add is that when selecting a group, you can either select NHS or class of whatever your graduation day is. Mine is class of 2025. This shows what you are putting your hours to. So NHS requires 15 hours for you to be a part of the club. You need to put 15 of your service hours into NHS. However, to graduate GCA, you need 80 service hours. So when you're logging your hours, you get to choose which one you are putting your hours towards. So if it's NHS, select the group NHS. And if it's for school graduation, then select your graduation year. And if you're not an NHS, then you should talk to Ms. Tontalo, our NHS supervisor, in order to get that sorted out, because you need to be selecting NHS to log your NHS hours and class of 2025 or whatever your graduation year is for your graduation hours. And then one more thing, you can either categorize your hours also as school or non-school hours, or I think there's one more category. School hours would be things like volunteering for Winterfest, volunteering to tutor for other kids at school. These are things that occur at our school. there's a limit on the number of hours you can log. You can only log so many hours as volunteer hours with our school. So at some point, you need to be going out in the community outside of our school to volunteer. There's a bunch of ways you can get this, but point is, most of your hours should be coming from outside of school. And if any of you don't know how to upload a photo, I just went to Google Drive on my phone. I think you really need to have Google Drive as a student if you don't already have it. And I uploaded my photo as a file, and then it just showed up immediately when I went to upload it from my Chromebook onto my service hour, and things went smoothly from there. So after that, you will hit save, and then you will need to add your supervisor information. So just say their name, title, and any contact information you have. Like, I don't have Miss Tantalo's number, so I just put her email, and that was fine. And then you save it, and you're good. And look, now that service hour is there alongside all of my other beautiful service hours, and you can view them all in one place. There are a bunch of other things you can do with your Innerview profile. Like, you can say what causes are most important to you. Feel free to go look around, see what there is to do. Hopefully this helped you know how to upload your service hours, which I think is the biggest priority. And now that you have that out of the way, you can just look at everything with ease. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Go get your service hours.